So, as we all know that we are unable to move to our schools right now because of this pandemic, let us not stop learning because of these hurdles which we are facing. Let us be safe, wear mask, take the safety measures and be safe at home. So staying at home, let us not stop having or gaining our knowledge. So today, let us start the mathematics subject of class 10th and the first chapter which we come across in the particular chapter. Before taking the name of the first chapter, let me tell you that the first chapter which we are about to learn today, this we have already learned when we are kids. That is, you have already or you are already introduced to numbers by your parents. At your beginning stage itself, you start learning 1, 2, 3 and so on. You have also learnt about even numbers, odd numbers, isn't it? So, can you tell me what do you mean by progression? Progression is nothing but developing gradually, correct? It is developing gradually. And what is this arithmetic, children? Arithmetic is nothing but the branch of mathematics wherein we learn about numbers based on the different fundamental operations like addition, subtraction, division or multiplication applied on it. So, arithmetic progression or arithmetic sequence is the sequence in which the consecutive numbers will be having a constant number as a common difference between the first number and second number and third number. So as you know, consecutive number means continuous number like 1, 2, 3. The next number will be the consecutive of the previous number. So in this way, this is about a definition of arithmetic progression. Let us try to understand what arithmetic progression actually means and how can we find out the terms. Like for instance, let us take some examples here. Suppose think that the numbers are 1, 2, 3, 4 or some other series like -8, -6, -4, -2, 0. One more series of 150, 120, 90, 60, 30, 0 and so on. Each of the numbers in this list is called a term. That means each number which is present in this sequence or the series is called as a term. So, if a term is given, can you write the next term in the list? Yes, we can write it based on the given pattern of numbers. Patterns at least you might have known to it, isn't it? Patterns, there will be a particular pattern in which a number system follows. For example, if we take squares like 1 square, 2 square, 3 square, it goes on increasing, isn't it? There may be a natural patterns like leaves, number of petals in flowers. So in this way, pattern, the arithmetic progression also follows a particular pattern. If you can write the next term of the given list, then it means that the numbers follow some rule. In all the lists above, we can say that successive terms are obtained by adding a fixed number to the predecessing terms. Means to the predecessing terms, if we are adding a constant or a particular fixed number. So in all this list given for you, you can observe that the successor number, that is the term, is obtained by adding something to its predecessor. It can be anything, like in your given examples, there are different kinds of constants added to its successors. Like for the first one, 1, 2, 3, 4. For 2, 1 is the predecessor, and what is added to 1 to get to? Yes, 1 is added to 1 to get to 3. Predecessor of 3 is 2, correct? So 2 plus 1, that is 1 is the constant which we are going to add for each term present in the sequence there. For example, -8, -6, -4, -2 is given. To each term -8, for the first term -8, 2 is added, you get -6. To minus 6, 2 is added, you get minus 4. To minus 4, 2 is added, you get minus 2. Isn't it? So 2 is a constant term which is added to each predecessor to get its next number. Such list of numbers are called as or are said to be as arithmetic progression, that is AP. It is denoted by capital AP. So, an arithmetic progression is list of numbers in which each term is obtained by adding a fixed number to the preceding term except the first term. Except the first term, to each term a number, that is the fixed number, is added to its preceding. The fixed number which you are going to add is called the common difference of AP. It can be positive, negative, or it can also be 0. It depends upon the sequence of the number given for you wherein the particular number is added. So, let us denote the first term of an arithmetic progression by A1, second term by A2, so on up to the nth term, that will be AN. And the common difference in each terms will be D. Then, now we can say that arithmetic progression becomes A1, A2, A3, so on up to AN. So, A2 minus AN will be equal to A3 minus A2, which is equal to A4 minus A3, so on up to the last term AN minus AN minus 1. It means the difference between the number and its predecessor gives you the common difference between the terms. So, some other examples if we take, like the heights of students standing in a sequence in the morning assembly in your school, temperature recorded for a week, increasing the salary of the employee 5% per annum. Therefore, the general form of an AP is A, A plus D, A plus 2D, A plus 3D, and so on. If there are only finite number of terms, then such arithmetic progression are called as finite arithmetic progression. If there are infinite number of terms, then such arithmetic progression is called an infinite arithmetic progression. And such a arithmetic progression, that is which are infinite, will not be having its last terms. It is in a continuous process, but it do not have its last term. So, for instance, if the first term A is 3 and common difference D is 5, then what will be the fifth term, children? How can you find this? Yes, now observe this. A1 is equal to 3 is given, A2 is equal to 8 is given, A3 is 13, and so on are given. The second term will be equal to 3 plus 5, which is 8. Can I write this 3 plus 5 as 3 plus 2 minus 1 into 5? Yes, it means the same. Third term, 3 plus 5 plus 5. 8 plus 5 gives us, yes, the third term, that is 13. But can I write 3 plus 5 plus 5? First term plus the common difference, next one more common difference. Yes, it gives me the same 13. Therefore, now 3 plus 2 into 5, can it be written? Yes. The same 2 can be written in the form of 3 plus 3 minus 1 into 5. That is for the third term. So, can you guess now what will be the fourth term? Yes, you are right. That is 3 plus 4 minus 1 into 5 which gives us 18. So in this way, can you help me to find out the fifth term now? So the fifth term will be 3 plus, yes, 5 minus 1 into 5 which gives us 3 plus 4 into 5, 3 plus 20, that is 23. Now just see, the fourth term is 18. Add the common difference 5 to it and check whether the fifth term you have found is right or no. 18 plus 5. 18 plus 5 gives you 23. Exactly, 18 plus 5 gives us 23. Therefore, how to generate when we need to find the nth term? Nth term given for us. Nth term you have to find out. So, an will be equal to a plus n minus 1 into d. A plus n minus 1 into d. Wherever there is n, you have to substitute the number given in the an term. N term is given now, an. Whatever number is given there, you have to substitute it in the form of n instead of n. So let us consider the one more example to find out the nth term of an AP. A question given in your textbook regarding an example that is in which Reena applied for a job and got selected. She has been offered the job with a starting monthly salary of rupees 8,000 with an annual increment of rupees 500. What would be her monthly salary for the fifth year? So to answer this, let us first see what her monthly salary for the second year would be. So if her salary is 8,000 for the first year, then the next year her salary would be increased by 500 and the total would be 8,500. So what would be it for the third year? 8,500 plus 500. Now can we split this 8,500 plus 500 as 8,000 plus 500 plus 500? Yes. So 8,000 plus 2 into 500. Now this 2 will be replaced by 3 minus 1, which gives us the sum as 9,000 rupees, and her third year salary would be 9,000 rupees. What is the salary for the fourth year? 9,000 plus 500. Now 9,000 plus 500 can be written based on her initial salary as 8,000 plus 500 plus 500 plus 500, which is equal to 8,000 plus 3 into 500, and 3 can be replaced as 4 minus 1 into 500. So her fourth year salary would be 9,500. Therefore, the fifth year salary would be 9,500 plus 500, that is 8,000 plus 500 plus 500 plus 500 plus 500, which is equal to 8,000 plus 4 into 500. Now this 4 can be replaced as 5 minus 1. So 8,000 plus 5 minus 1 into 500 gives us as 10,000. So observe this list of numbers: 8,000, 8,500, 9,000, 9,500, 10,000. Now are these numbers in AP? Yes, these are in AP. Therefore, we can also find this solution, that is for the last term, which is the fifth year, by substituting the value of n, that is here n will be 5, fifth year, nth term, n is 5, a is 8,000 and d is 500. Therefore, by substituting it in our general form, that is an is equal to a plus n minus 1d, what do we get? An means a5, fifth year, so a5 equal to 8,000 plus 5, n you have to substitute it as 5, 5 minus 1 into d. What is the common difference? Yes, there is an increment of 500 per year. So the common difference D will be equal to 500. Calculate it, we will get it as 10,000 rupees. So for the 5th year, her salary would be 10,000 rupees. AN is also called the general form of AP. If there are M terms in AP, then AM represents the last term, which is sometimes also denoted by L. So this is the general form of AP. If you are asked to find out the nth term or any term given for you, you every time cannot go with the subtraction method of your previous term or adding your common difference. Here in our example, the 5th term was there. After the 4th term, we could find it by adding the common difference. But only first 2-3 terms are given and you are asked to find out the 10th term. Every time you cannot go on adding 5 and find the 10th term. Instead, we have to use the general formula, that is AN is equal to A plus N minus 1 D, and find out the nth term, that is the 10th term of the given sequence. So this is about the general form which we have derived. For the exercise, we shall meet in the next class. Thank you. Have a good day.